Hello, everyone. I hope that you're doing well and your families are doing well. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I really appreciate you all. Thank you to my new subscribers, my original subscribers. Thank you, everyone who stopped by to visit my channel. Just a quick video. I wanted to come on and just go over this garden. I want you to see what this garden looked like before. I finally got it established. It's basically the then versus now. It's a drastic difference. I'm going to include a clip of what I believe this is one of my first videos actually, when I was trying to get this garden together a couple of years ago. So it's been through some changes for the good, because keep in mind, this is a tree. It's up under a tree here, or the tree is in this garden, and it's very hard for plants to grow because they compete against the tree root. And so I have to put a lot of my plants in pots, as you can see here, but this is an exception. This is an old fire pit, the rim that goes around it, and I just put it down in a spot, put some soil in it, and just put some flowers in it. And it's doing very well, but it's enough soil that if the root does grow, it doesn't grow way down in the ground to compete against the tree roots. So just to give you an idea of what's going on in my garden, I have a few containers here. There's my little bunny there, some hostas, and I've got in this pot, this is actually a pot, so it's not in the ground. And I have some fern in there, some vinca vines, which I love. They just do it for me. Some impatiens, and here's some impatiens here. In this pot, there's another pot down there. So it does look like it may be coming out of the ground, but it's actually in pots. I've got some azalea that blooms a beautiful pink. Hopefully it'll come back in the fall. And these, oh, by the way, these are clearance. All of these are clearance. The impatiens, these are clearance plants as well. So this is the begonia and the vincas in this particular pot. This was a hanging basket, and I just took the handles off and put it there. This is clearance as well. This is a begonia. Oh, it is so pretty and vibrant. It's not the normal red color. It's almost like a fuchsia and red mixed together. Then we've got some hosta that I took from another area of my garden. Here are some impatiens that were on clearance. These were my last clearance plants that I bought this year. And they were really stringy and linky. They didn't look real good, so I cut them all down, and now they're just trying to grow back. They're growing back really full. This is an old, I love recycling. This is one of the old containers that when you mow and you collect your leaves, I had two of those and I broke them in half, and one is on the other end as well. So I'm using that as my container. Then here are some, I cannot remember the name of it. Heuchera, I believe it is. I think it's Heuchera. Now this is in the ground and it's doing very well. It's been there for about a year, since last season, so it's doing well. Then here is another begonia. And that one, it was blooming. Let me see. I think I see it. There's a bloom down in there, right there. So I didn't think it would ever bloom, but it's coming along. And then there is my little elephant, who is also serving as a bird bath. Here I have a caladium. Now what I do with my caladiums, because I don't want to buy them every year, I actually dig them up. I put them in a brown paper bag with a little soil or peat moss or mixed, and I put them in a dark place, and I pull them out and I replant them. So I've got some in my shade garden as well. And then a little fern and lobelia, I believe that is. This is clearance as well, and the vinca is clearance as well, but it did not bloom. Here is another one of the ferns that I did get on clearance for $1. This has since filled out. It was really thin and I cut it back, but it's doing very good. And we've been getting rain, so it's doing really well. And in between those, or this fern, there are two hostas. This one is bloomed, really beautiful bloom. And the other one has not yet. And then here are some more hostas that are doing well. There are some, these are hostas that I pulled from other areas of my yard because they didn't perform well, so I put them here. But you know, hostas will pretty much grow anywhere. It just depends on whether they'll take the sun or not. So these are doing well. I think they would probably be bigger had it not been for this tree, but they're doing good. They're doing really well. Now here is a little carriage that I have, part of my little whimsical garden, and I have some clearance impatiens in here. So I get whatever's on clearance. So if it's a rack full of clearance, you're coming home with me. And that's what I plant in my garden because I know they will grow well. And here is another hosta that's from another area of my garden. And speaking of impatiens clearance, this was a total of about 6 plants. And this is also in a old fire pit. That's the top of the fire pit. So I put some of the burlap in there. You can probably see it right there. It's worn out, and some garden fabric. Filled it with dirt last season, and this did very well, so I thought I'd plant the same thing, and it's performing really well. Here is the other container I was telling you about that I had cut down the impatiens, and they're going really well. I also did this elephant ear the same way I did the caladium. This was in a bag in a dark spot with some peat moss, and it's just coming back though. So I put that in the middle, and then now these are actually blooming. The other side has not bloomed yet, but I cut them down probably about 3 weeks ago. I mean, like really, really low, and they're coming back. So you can cut your linky impatiens and they will come back. They won't die, they'll come back. Now this is a St. John's wort, and it does bloom a pretty like sparkly or yellow. This year it has not bloomed yet. I'm waiting on it. These are the little pods. Not sure why it hasn't, but it would have bloomed by now. They're like a starry type of yellow blooms on it, very pretty. Now here are some lamb's ear. I figured I'd put those back here because they can spread. They were little babies when I planted them. And some more hosta. Hostas will do it every time. They will perform very well. And then here is a coleus. It's, I think, 4 plants. It's 4 plants in there, and you guessed it, they came off of the clearance at Lowe's. And so they're doing very, very well. Let me come back. And then also on this side, there is another azalea that blooms pink. I hope it will come back during the fall. And this is the, I promise I'm gonna do better with the names of my flowers. But you if I figure out the name, I will definitely put it on the screen. But it blooms they come in pink or red. They're so pretty. Is it the Delphinia? Let me stop. It's really pretty. And then I have this little stick here, so when it wraps around, it will not flop down. But that's very pretty. And my little angel. And then here is another azalea that blooms pink, and hopefully it will come back in the summer. And then we have some more lamb's ear. I was hoping that it would spread around this area, and it may still, because it's still growing. It was real small when I moved it. Now this is amazing. This is a mum in a pot. I had it in the ground and then I moved it. And it's pink, and I cannot wait for the fall when it really blooms at its best. That's really, really, really gonna be beautiful. It's so full, and as a matter of fact, I had to tie it. I had to tie it right here because it was draping back this way. So, I mean, it's a huge, huge mum. And then last is the last fern in this container that came from Tractor Supply for $1, and it is doing very well. I brought it home, cut off all the old distressed pieces, and it's like new. So that's my garden progress from when I first started, and I'm so proud because that was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. So I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you have a blessed rest of the day, and may the good Lord bless you all real good. Take care, and I will see you soon.